thoughts, opinions, and general overall shade thrown on High at 9 News are those of the individual speakers and not those of High at 9 News, its audience, or its advertisers. The statements made do not constitute medical, legal, or financial advice, and for advice tailored to your specific situation, please consult with a licensed professional. Welcome to the High at 9 News Hour, where you will hear from cannabis industry experts and professionals from around the country talk about important topics while shining light on global issues and discussing cannabis as it relates to politics, regulation and reform, data and technology, science, research and medicine, family and parenting, art, celebrities and entertainment, fitness, sports, mental health and wellness, and plant-based medicines and entheogenics. Together, we are building a stronger community, fighting the stigma and creating change. With your hosts, Jason Beck and Rico Lamitte, joined by special industry expert correspondents from around the country, and daily antics brought to you by cannabis. Coming to you live every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time and high noon on the East Coast. And thank you all for getting high at 9 with us. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Yes, that's right. It is Thursday, November 28th, and today is National Allen Day, you guys. I guess.
National what?
Allen.
What? Allen?
Allen, I know. I thought that was weird, too.
Like Alan Thick?
Like Alan Thick, yes.
Not Alan Wrench.
Speaking of thick things, it's also National French Toast Day today.
Yeah. Back before I cared.
Damn, Saman. Yeah.
Yes. And then it's also turkey-free Thanksgiving, which I'm
why?
I don't understand that. It's probably for all the vegans out there. They want to feel included or something like that.
Shout out to PETA. We're thankful for them too.
Shout out PETA Bread.
It's also they also are saying
I think you're more of a roadie person, Saman.
They're also saying it's a national day of mourning today.
It's about to be afternoon, so okay.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, that's right. It is nothing but it's Thanksgiving, you guys. Very, very thankful to have all you guys here. And thank you all for joining us and getting high at 9 with us. It's also high noon on the East Coast. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to us on all social media platforms. You can look up above and down below to see exactly where we live on the internet. And we're live every Monday through Friday on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and on our very own website at www.highat9news.com. So welcome to everyone. Join us from any one of those platforms. And we're going to kick it off here with the dope dad himself, who has a thankful story to share today. Oh, that's right. He's also a girl dad. I'm not.
But I am.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That means.
Yeah.
That
You have a fucked up joke about that, Jason? Go ahead.
No, I don't have no fucked up jokes. I was just
thankful for it.
No, the joke's on us, Rico. The joke's on us, bro.
We all know that girls are karma.
Yeah, exactly.
Are they really?
100% they are.
Yeah. Okay, so the legend has it that men who were maybe Rolling Stones or ladies' men in their youth get girls to show them how to treat. How to be right.
Yeah. How to
treat women. Act like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Say that to all the fatherless men out there.
Oh God! Happy Thanksgiving,
I don't believe
you guys.
The legend holds true. Just saying.
I got sons and daughters, and let me tell you, they are different.
Which one do you have more of, Dale?
Well, I've got 3 sons and 2 daughters, but I got 12 grandkids are equally split.
Wow!
And man.
Congratulations.
I'm the grumpy old trad dad.
Yeah.
Find out what I'll do.
This is why you are the way you are.
Exactly.
But I'll kick your ass if you do that.
Damn, how many grandkids do you tell to go piss up a rope?
Every goddamn one of them.
That's right. That's right.
But no
what to expect from Papa.
And they'll fling him across the room if necessary.
Yesterday, and this little shit wanted to go pet a cat, and the cat was saying no, and she wouldn't stop, and everyone's told, don't. And I grabbed her by the arm and said, "Leave the goddamn cat alone. Get in the house." No, she didn't know what to do. It's like, the cat's gonna fucking bite you. Then I gotta take the emergency room. What the fuck's wrong here? I told you no.
Oh, Men and our logic. Oh man.
Speaking of men with logic, Rico, you have a story for us?
I got one for us. Man. It's all about bringing people together.
Oh boy, here we go.
All right, so my story is coming from Benzinga this morning, and it's all about the Drug Policy Alliance, and they have released a draft executive order aimed at transforming federal cannabis policy to address the harms of past criminalization, especially on marginalized communities. The proposal, intended for Donald Trump's potential presidency, focuses on equity in public health and includes the following actionable measures. A, creation of National Advisory Council. This body would prioritize equity and public health in federal marijuana policy, and while developing strategies to repair homes and harms caused by past criminal efforts. Policy assessment. And this one is federal cannabis regulations would undergo rigorous evaluations to identify barriers faced by underserved communities with tailored solutions proposed to dismantle these obstacles. The third one is equity action plans. These plans would focus on ensuring that reform efforts specifically benefit communities disproportionately affected by criminalization. And the last one is agency directives. Federal agencies would be tasked with implementing immediate steps to reduce the ongoing harms of marijuana criminalization while advancing equity and public health goals. The initiative follows a letter from 14 Democratic lawmakers urging President Joe Biden to expand cannabis pardons and deprioritize federal prosecutions before he's out the door. And outline for the Trump administration as they come in and take the reins, as they probably will be pushing forward cannabis legalization on a federal level. Legislators like Barbara Lee, Elizabeth Warren, and Ron Wyden have emphasized the need for continued action to address systemic discrimination and reform cannabis laws. All in all, the DPA's proposal seeks to balance social equity with public health while cautioning against policies that prioritize corporate interests over community benefits. Now, given the aim of said proposal goes directly against everything the incoming Trump administration has signaled mattering to them, I would say that it's pretty much dead on arrival. They should have tried this shit 4 years ago, and if Joe Biden actually cared, Kamala Harris actually cared about cannabis, anybody in the White House actually cared, social equity could have been pushed forward on a federal level, but it didn't. You know, what do I know? You know, but what do I know? I'm just a student of history, fan of the present, and more of a realist than any outgoing Democrat coalition hell-bent on delivering a fool's errands amount of hope and change to an incoming administration that, one, telling folks that they finna take things back. But maybe you guys think different. Happy Thanksgiving, and DPA, why y'all wasting people's time here? Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High 9 News. Maybe you can tell a different story, Jason. One of more hope and change for social equity and for an administration that wants to scrap the word equity from all things in the law.
It's not scrapping equity out of the law. It's scrapping DEI. DEI. No, it's a combination of words, Rico. It's a combination of words, and you're singling out one word, and when it's a combination of words.
I will find the exact quote. They want to take equity. They want to remove the exact word equity from legal documents.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Rico, has it been equitable?
No, I'm not saying.
Just saying. If we're going to call it equity, we haven't.
Why are you going against what I said? Did I say that it was? I did not.
I'm not going against what you said. I'm just saying we're
He's
focused
asking
on
a question.
Has the process been equitable to anybody? No. And so when you say change the word from social equity to what? To social malfeasance, to social fucking, parity, to social, whatever. It's like that. Describe the process better, because equity is not.
Okay. Let me put it this way. The story is about the DPA putting forward their equity, their proposal for the incoming Trump administration to have social equity for all. My last statement was the administration is trying to scrap the word equity from everything, and they are completely against everything that this proposal is about. That's it.
I mean, I understand. I was fixated on the conversation about the word equity and taking the word out, because what I don't have a problem with is calling something what it is. So let's pick a different word for what this process looks like, and let's make it make more sense. Because when you say social equity, boy, that brings everybody out the woodwork to try to, fix the problem and come together.
Okay. Well, here's the part that I think that they should have focused on right here, in which makes it dead on arrival for me. All right, so it says that the DPA's proposal seeks to balance social equity with public health while cautioning against policies that prioritize corporate interests over community benefits. Wrong.
I mean, this DPA needs to take a look in the mirror, as far as I'm concerned. DPA needs to take a look in the mirror if they're going to promote this. They need to take a look at themselves, because this is the pot calling the kettle black all the way around right now.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that part of that. Well, what I want them to focus on, and this is my big bit of free consultation, free advice for anybody out there that is all on the social equity shit, is all on the community driven shit. You have a bunch of high octane capitalists that are in power right now. Talk to them about shit they want to hear about. Maximize the wealth conversation. Maximize the money, the output.
Send the money.
If you want them to open up their ears. This kind of shit, they ain't listening to this.
Exactly.
This is a waste of time.
It's like there's like a bullshit protector on their ears, protecting them from hearing this dumbass bullshit.
Pretty much.
Yeah, definitely.
From my stand, I'm an old guy, and I've been a lawyer since the Reagan administration. So I remember when women couldn't get credit. I remember when blacks were told you can't eat here. And I was alive when that happened. And so what social equity and justice meant 50, 60 years ago, when I was first understanding this, are not where we are today. And our Constitution requires that everyone be treated equally.
Yep.
Okay. So if you're going to treat everybody equally, then your color, your gender, your race, none of that should matter.
Exactly.
Okay? But today we're in a position where people take a relative, they don't want to acknowledge that, relatively speaking, all these traditional groups that were treated badly are doing pretty well today. I'm not saying we've solved all the problems. They're taking the discrepancies today and pretending like George Wallace is standing in the door of the University of Alabama and no black folks can come in here. And women can't get, equity in anything. They're told what to do by their husband. We don't have that world anymore. So to superimpose this historical thing on what's going on today, you look at it and you go, my eyes are telling me something different. What the fuck are you saying? Making me do something. My eyes are telling me something different. We don't have the conversation about the relative position. We want everyone to be equal. Well, everyone's not equal. That's what to do with, okay? Really don't have an idea, because I have people in my family. Some of them are just rocket scientists. Some of them are dumb as a fucking box of rocks. Okay, some of them are athletic. You give them a piece of gum and ask them to walk, they fall down, and yet everyone's supposed to be the same. It doesn't work that way. We should acknowledge our differences, and I'm in favor of equal opportunity. Take away any legal impediment to people with their talent and ambition to do what they fucking want to do.
Open it up.
Out of the way.
Fair enough. And on that, we're going to go into a commercial, and we're going to be right back.
I just ordered the summertime strawberry salad when added steak on top here at Anna's. Make sure you do the same thing too next time you're in downtown Long Beach. Come on down and check out Anna's Joint on the 400 block of Pine Street. They have amazing selection of beers, foods, and when you come down here to Anna's, you can even challenge me to a game of shuffleboard if you want to lose. Get that? So, next time you're in downtown Long Beach on Pine Avenue, make sure you stop by Anna's Joint on the 400 block. Not only do they have Anna's Joint, this restaurant and bar, but they also have the amazing deli next door, and then next door to that they have a very exotic flower shop. You may want to stop by and say hi.
Wonderful.
And we are back, you guys.
Oh, yeah, y'all. Up next is the High at 9 News head honcho who's operated above and below ground. What's it been, 5 presidential administrations now, Jason?
It's been a long time. It's like a full handful.
It's been a long time, and all that time, it's a whole lot of Thanksgivings. And I don't know if you are a fan of turkey, but I know you are about that chicken, baby.
You know, I got arrested one time on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Did you, man?
On Thanksgiving morning.
What was the food like that afternoon?
You know what's funny is I finally got into like the main, you know what I'm saying, like what do you call it, like
Gen Pop?
Yeah. I got in right in time for dinner on Thanksgiving that night, and I got arrested at like 6 a.m.
What'd they feed you?
It was like a hungry man dinner. There was like turkey, there was some stuffing, there was some cranberry sauce, and there was even a Snickers bar, and a little quart of chocolate milk.
Man, it's a shame that Puff Daddy's gonna get 2 peanut butter jelly sandwiches tonight.
No sparkling cider.
Jason Beck.
Oh,
Jason
yes. There we go. Oh man, you guys. Well, I got some people in Florida that are going to be super thankful this holiday today. They have a lot to be thankful for because Florida approves 22 applicants for medical marijuana dispensary license, you guys. That's right. The wait is over for 74 applicants in Florida hoping to secure medical marijuana treatment center licenses. The state's Office of Medical Marijuana on Tuesday published a list of 22 companies that received letters of intent to improve their license applications. In Florida, medical cannabis dispensaries are called medical marijuana treatment centers, better known as MMTCs. And the successful applicants were, get ready for this list, you guys, A Good Decision, Alameda Farms East Coast Packers, FG Operating Florida, Florida Sports Consultants doing business as Belushi's Farm, Florida, Gates Housing Group, Global Investment Group, DBA Infinite Wellness, Greenpoint Research Healing, Green FLKCOF, DBA Clutch Cannabis, King Palms, O'Donnell Landscapes, Pioneer Growers of Florida, Pure Beauty Farms, RAB, DBA Canna Direct, Starbuds, Florida Statewide Property Holdings, Florida Stizzy, Florida Sunfest Herbs, The Flower Shop Florida, Theory Wellness of Florida, Wachovia Holdings, that's an interesting name, DBA's Greenlight, and the 74 applicants in this licensing round initially applied for MMTC permits back in April of 2023. The Tuesday's letters of intent went out exactly 3 weeks after Florida's 2024 general election, when a majority of voters voiced their approval in polling for legalizing the adult use of cannabis, but 60% approval threshold to pass the constitutional amendment in the state was not met. And some stakeholders believed that state regulators delayed approving the MMTC licenses in case voters passed the adult use marijuana ballot initiative. Instead, the newest MMJ licenses will join a market where more than 700 MMTCs currently operate, you guys. Well, look at that. A whole bunch of new competition coming into Florida. But some people have such a stronghold on that state. I wonder how the competition will fare. Man, I bet Stizzy goes and eats all their lunch, but I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this.
It depends on what the real estate looking like down there, right?
I mean, yeah, you do have to open up a bunch of stores and get your grows going and everything and all of that good stuff and be producing your own product. But
from what I've heard, they about their business in Florida, and from the operators that I work with out here on the West Coast that have opened up, even in the quote unquote medical lane out there, they said it's been a lot less red tape. And it has been more straight up business than I've heard anywhere else. So, good luck to these shops, man. Good luck to these shops as they go against that 170 shop strong gorilla.
Well, I mean, they don't have a lot of financial runway right now, Rico, after putting that $48 million in the ballot.
Pretty sure they still got plenty. But, I mean, I think more interestingly to me than what they lost financially is how much how much they lose in the perception of the people. Like, you were clearly trying to shut out these other operators. So me, I'm looking at that from a consumer lens, and I'm saying, hey, you're a fucking asshole. I don't necessarily want to give you my money anymore. You were trying to throw things down to make sure that you were the only place that I could buy cannabis from. I now have options. Let me choose one of those. So it'll be interesting to see how they're received by the people of Florida after that.
What was the straw that broke the camel's back on that one? Was it the husband going to federal prison because they were fucking around earlier in the whole entire licensing process, or was it this part? I mean, it's like pick your pick your poison with these people. But to be honest with you, I gotta disagree with you, Jenny. I think that people are rallied around Kim Rivers and Trulieve down there because they infiltrated the psyche, and they know how to sell to them, and they know that they can get some rapport. I know it's disgusting. I don't agree with it. I just think how I personally feel about Kim Rivers and how I feel about that entire business structure.
But she started Trulieve at her kitchen table.
Well, look.
Okay. I think she's more of the lady that the house should fall on in The Wizard of Oz. That's just me.
I've got no horse in this race, but like I said in my last story, I am a student of history, and as we have read that political story almost nearly a year ago today, guess what? If there was no Kim Rivers, her husband, and Trulieve, there would be no Ron DeSantis in office. Period. They are the ones who introduced Ron DeSantis to Donald Trump to get him to beat Andrew Gillum back in the day. So this whole thing is an Ouroboros, a snake eating its own tail. And we'll see what happens down in Florida. We all know here that the trap always wins out in the end.
Love me some Florida politics.
I just think Florida is going to be a very interesting state to watch.
Florida has been an interesting state. I was involved in one of the early licenses, the 8th license in Florida. Okay. And if you remember, there was 7 that was issued, and this company had to sue the state. I was on their application. I had to be affirmed as an expert witness in state court and had to go fight their case in Tallahassee with them. And we tell you, it's like the politics is palpable down there, and it's real business because they understand economies of scale there when it comes to agriculture. So, we haven't seen the last, we haven't heard the last, but, we keep following and we will continue following.
That is for sure.
Well, no one's gotten it right yet. Every state has fucked this up. Yes, so let's see if Florida might be able to do something. Another thing, marijuana treatment centers, can you go there and smoke weed? Can you go there and consume it? These misnomers, it's like quit putting lipstick on the pig. It's a store to buy weed. Just stop.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dale. They should just call it a weed shop. I'm with you on that. But whatever. Let them call it whatever they want.
They got more Trulives and CVS's down in Florida right now. They winning.
Fair enough. We're gonna keep this train rolling. Congratulations to all of the winners in this new Florida lottery, and good luck in getting open. We can't wait to check you guys out. But coming up next, that's right, it's attorney at law, Mr. Dale Schafer. He's the founder of Armada Law, and at one point in time did some time for a cannabis crime. Here to show you how to defy gravity by pissing up a rope is none other than Mr. Dale Schafer.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. I can tell you, I've been inside the joint multiple Thanksgivings, and the food was stunk, and you had to eat it with a spork. So I'm thankful to be out and be able to have real food. And anybody that's in the joint right now, you have my sympathies. Let's see if you can get your ass out as soon as possible. Now, my story today involves Puffco, and Jason asked me to comment upon that. So we spent yesterday trying to gather up some of the factual information, and it was hard to find. I reviewed a 180-page complaint. My eyes hurt afterwards. We couldn't find all the other complaints, but I wrote a quick article. It's not Emerson, so, I'm not trying to get a Pulitzer Prize. Don't fucking criticize me about it. What we've got is Puffco, which is Puff Corporation. It's a Delaware company or corporation that, is out of Los Angeles. and they claimed they had a patent on this, vaporizer called Peak. It had a certain design, colors and things like that. And the company that made Carta E-Rig made something that looked a lot like it. So back in 2019, as companies do that'll hire a lawyer, they convince him to go file a lawsuit. So Puffco sued the company making Carta Rig and said, look, you're infringing upon our trade dress here. It looks a certain way. They threw something in there about a patent, but I didn't really understand it. And this got started in North Carolina because there was a website there that was selling these vapes. This is how attorneys deal with people trying to take your patent and trademark rights and things like that. They sue them. Okay, so it looks like the company is making Carta E-Rig went to Los Angeles and sued Puffco. Said, no, this is ours. We got the patent. And I'm trying to figure this shit out last night. And what it looks like is that when they got to L.A., the claim of a patent right by Carta Rig makers, it turns out that they didn't actually have the patent. The patent had been assigned to Puffco. And so the judge pulled the rug out and said, you get the fuck out of here. You guys, it's not your patent. You don't have standing. They threw him out of court. Okay? So I'm looking at this like this is not even a Pyrrhic victory. Then there was another case involving these similar vape devices, and someone had gotten an $863,000 judgment from a jury, and the court took a look at it and said, no, hang on, this is not your patent. You can't come in here and do this. We're sending it back down to the trial court. We pulled the rug out from under you because you can't come in and litigate when you really can't prove you have the patent that you put on the label. You got a little R in the circle. It's a registered patent. It's a registered trademark. They didn't do that. So the appellate court said, nah, go back and start over again. And you're really not going to get your $873,000 out of this. Now, when I stood back last night late after Jenny and Jason sent me the stuff, it's like I'm smoking a bowl going, what the fuck does all this stuff mean? So I put together a short little blurb that in the final analysis, if you really are going to try to register patents and trademarks in this industry, first of all, don't think you can watch YouTube and know how to do this. Find yourself a patent attorney. Okay? And most companies that have valuable patents and trademarks, they don't let you fart the name of that before they send you a cease and desist letter, and they're right up your ass after that. So if you're going to get into this industry where you might have a patent on some part of a vape device, or you spend a lot of time and money registering or perfecting your trademark, the colors, the patterns, all that sort of stuff, and these trade dress have nothing to do with the operation of the device. They're all non-functional things that you put on there so people recognize who you are. If you get recognition of your trademark in this industry, you had better be prepared to have an attorney send cease and desist letters out. And the next thing is you're coming in to stick a boot up somebody's ass right away, because as we're beginning to see companies like True Leaf that have a big place in the market, Stizzy's another one, Cookies is another one that's, having some trouble right now, but they spend a lot of time getting name recognition. You'd better be prepared with a team to stand your ground and protect these intellectual property rights. Because if you don't, the people I know in this industry that are, scandalous, they'll try to steal it. It's just the way this industry works. There aren't a lot of reputable people out there that you can, depend on to be there and get your back. They're going to try to steal your shit. Sort of the way the black market has worked for a long time. We're now in, let's call it the white market. I don't know if that's appropriate. It's not a pejorative, but the legal market now, you've really got to have your shit together and be prepared to work for recognition, but then to hold on to it. That would be my lesson from all this. I'm going to throw it back to you guys for your experience of what we might learn from these pissing matches between Puffco and Carta E-Rig.
I want some more fucking competition. You know what I'm saying? Like none of these technologies would get any better if If motherfuckers just sat on patents and shit like Apple has, that ain't going nowhere. And Carter V is dope.
They gotta innovate. People have to innovate. I mean, somebody's got they figured out a pathway. They did it. Hey, look, I mean, you can jump on the bandwagon. That's real fucking easy. Or you can have some originality and you can have some guts, right, and you can try something new. I mean, here's the reality: is that this isn't the last we're going to hear about these litigations on e-cigs or e-vapes or whatever. There's probably some more earth-shattering shit that's going to come out, and we'll see where the cards lay in there. But if anyone's hitching their ride to any of these companies, you better think again, baby, because we got a long way to go. We got a long way to go.
Well, dare I say, it's not the first one either. And could Puffco maybe be the Kim Rivers of vape hardware? Because my DMs that I received from the guy who owned Candy Pens helped them win a lawsuit against Candy Pens in 2019. So it seems like there's a lot of this, like, oh, you can't dance on my cloud. Fuck you and your vapor device. Get out of here.
Yeah, man.
This is why we have lawyers, and this is why we have a court of law, and this is the way the system works in America.
Hey, shout out to Drake.
He's not a U.S. citizen, bro.
This is all the Lawyers Full Employment Act. So I'm out there pumping my profession. But as I've told you many times, the world I operate in the court is not the world the average person works in. We are very meticulous to only have the facts come out, and most people don't give a shit about the facts. If you're making money, I want to find a way to get in on your money-making scheme, and they'll do scandalous shit, and I'm an asshole for hire. Right. If you want to fuck with my people, come on, let's go. I got my baseball bat, and I'm going to kick your ass. You got to be prepared to do that in this industry, or you're going to lose what you've worked hard for. Your shareholders are going to be pissed off at you because you've lost value. And I agree. We need more competition. Full stop. That'll bring prices down and innovation to our market.
Yeah. And then the crazy part about all that, Dale, is you just look at because of Saman brought up the whole e-cigarette thing. Jason's homeboy Duncan that got popped out here, the congressman.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Your
love that guy. He's fucking patriot.
Ever since he got shot down, and they started demonizing all these. They started what was that? The jewels and all that shit. Guess what? The Chinese came in here trapping and flooded the market.
Yeah, they did.
With all these, and they win. So they need to, like Dale said, open the fucking market up, allow some American innovation, or these other countries will come in here and they will flood the streets with what the people want and what they need.
Then shout the fuck out to those trap prices on the Pebbles and the Flumes, because I'm paying less now and buying them in flavors I didn't know existed. But, I don't know. This is interesting. I just feel like you should be able to, I don't know, like if you're directly infringing upon somebody's patent, usually a patent is to keep people from competing with you, right? So I don't see where there's only so many ways you can atomize cannabis, right? There's just only so many fucking things, right? So I don't know, and it's difficult because it's two companies who have two very polarizing fucking owners, right? So you either love them or you hate them on both sides. There are people who are like, I used to work for Puffco, or I used to work for Rosin Tech and Show Labs, and let me tell you why XYZ is an asshole and this, that, and the other, and they kicked me in the ass one time in 1997. Like, it's a very mudslinging situation, and I found that out last night while I was trying to go through this and find actual legal documentation, which has conveniently been very buried from the internet. So I don't know. It's interesting. But I think that they need to allow more innovation, allow competition. Like if you're like, I stand on business with we're the best out here, then it shouldn't, it shouldn't be hard to do it with competition. And Yara's going to run out of shit to judge if we don't let more hardware come to the market.
That part too.
My experience with people who run successful companies is you've got to be Machiavellian. You can't be a nice guy. You got to be a fucking asshole when you need to be a fucking asshole and say no and be ready to back it up. Because you can't be, soft and mamby-pamby and compete in this kind of a market and run a multi-million-dollar business and be successful. You've got to be ready to smack some motherfuckers in the mouth.
Yeah. On a Thanksgiving, man. Thankful for that.
That's really it. I think everyone wants to ride their own wave in this game, and the reality is there's only a few waves, man. And if your name is Puffco, you are the wave in this case, and people got to ride your wave. So maybe the way for competition to come about is for them to open up a licensing agreement to other companies that want to do a different branded product and let them do it. But ultimately, this is why technology and technological innovations and any innovations can be protected because of this reason. But I mean, yeah, Jenny, you're right. There's only so many ways to atomize a vape or atomize cannabis, and we've already created a way to shove it up your ass. So you know, there's really nowhere to go. We only have a few more options, people. Okay?
Oh, butt dabs coming soon.
I mean, yeah, and you know what? When we look at these two companies and you break them down, like if you know Roger and you know, very well or anything about them. These are two guys that are both from New York, both came to California, both opened up, show used to be just rosin tech and they used to do whatever they did. Now they're doing this hardware. They were a distributor of like random shit, right? So like they would sell you bongs and blah, 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 blah. Now they've expanded. I wonder if this is just some deep neighborhood beef from back in the day.
Well, speaking of that, it's funny that you mentioned that, Jenny Beth. But first of all, we did get a super chat in from C-Word who says, thankful for Bud from Broski. And y'all, kissy face. Bosky. Sorry, Bosky. Yeah.
It's okay.
Sorry.
You know how people get about their branding.
Well, I'll tell you what. I remember back in the day before Puffco ever came out with their with their peaks. Back when Puffco just made vape pens. And I remember Chris from G-Pen was giving Roger a hard time about his pens, and I actually had to like get them two to talk so that way they could have a conversation and whatnot. And ultimately they ended up, being friends and allowed for fair competition. Chris allowed for some fair competition with Puffco and whatnot. And so I find it very interesting that Roger is not playing it forward in the same way that Chris from G-Pen provided for him.
Yeah,
right. And you know what I did find when I was looking?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, huge. I just want to say, huge shout out to Chris Rado and then the work that they do over there. He is eating for life because he opened that up, and he is eating off the licensing. So go ahead, Jenny.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's a really interesting statement, Jason, because as I was looking for information on this lawsuit last night, I found lawsuit after lawsuit, company after company, filed by Puffco, filed by Puffco, filed by Puffco. Like, dude, at some point, like, the peace and love and mushrooms save the world and we're all trippy and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and like, shout out to Chelsea, amazing person, appreciate her. But you gotta like actually live that and walk that if you're gonna talk it, right? And just completely trying to keep other people like compete. You have a great fucking product. Let somebody compete with it.
Yeah, they are definitely about the cancel culture over there because I know I've talked with different employees and they were that were Puffco employees and they said that they're not allowed to ever use a card or something on their social media, on their personal social media and stuff like that, or else they get fired and whatnot. And it's just like let people just let's just let people leave, man.
I'm a fan of their products, but they sounded more and more like Drake and Kendrick. You know what I'm saying?
A lot. They're not like, for sure. And I agree with that. And I just think that it's fucking weirdo behavior. Like Roger blocked me one time because I'm like sitting there, he's on his Instagram doing his cosmonaut shit. And I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get some customer service on my fucking bread ring of death. My shit's flashing. Had a long day. Just wanted a dab. He blocked me. I came back in there under my dog's profile and I'm like, hey, why are you yeeting my mom? She's just looking for some help. So Chelsea hits me up a few minutes later. But yeah, it's interesting.
Well, and on
They've also been sued in a class action, by the way, for selling faulty, planned obsolescence type devices.
Planned obsolescence.
I would have to look that up. Maybe that's another story for Dale.
Well, we're gonna go into a commercial. We're trying to end this on time for you guys today. You guys, we're trying to.
Oh man, we had a schedule. We only.
I gotta get on the road.
No. We still have 3 stories, Saman. We gotta go. We're gonna go to a commercial. We're gonna be right back.
Are you a business that's suffering from the hyperinflation that is plaguing America today? We have the solution for you. That's right. Patriot Business Financing. Head on over to www.patriotbfc.com and apply for a loan up to $2 million. Any state, any industry, even the cannabis industry, the CBD industry, as well as the industrial hemp fiber industry. Secure up to $2 million today, and make sure that when you apply, you tell Paul you said hi from High at 9.
We are back, you guys. Stop whatever you're doing. Make sure that you hit that like button. I know we'll appreciate it. You'll appreciate it. And you too will appreciate it. And you'll probably even be more thankful for it as well. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And all of the articles that we cover on today's show, you can read directly on our website at www.highat9news.com. And in the essence of thankfulness and gratitude, we are going to play for you next this great preview trailer for probably it's going to be my favorite show that's going to start on January 20th, 2025. You guys, hit it, Adam.
Like in a good old-fashioned meritocracy.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming in.
What would you say it is that you do around here?
I mean, a lot of days I really do stuff. It's just there's not that much going on today.
I helped Tanner and Blaze replace those heavy 5-gallon water containers.
Tune in each week as Elon and Vivek measure every federal employee's value and efficiency.
And time.
I'm glad I can.
So your study on how cocaine enhances the sex drive of Japanese
Jason was listening to this shit, playing it out loud while you're grocery shopping. I'm like,
It's so good.
Get ready for the savings.
Push the cart, dude.
As those that don't make the cut get shown the door.
Yes, the president wants to tell you something.
Firstly, thank you for coming in today.
It's good.
Second, you're fired.
The Emmy Award-watching viewers of Deadwood and Idiocracy present Doge Days, the purge of the U.S. government.
There is a whole forest of dead wood out there. We got to get chopping, buddy.
Oh, man, you guys, I cannot wait for the season premiere on January 20th of this whole episode, Doge Days.
Well, I couldn't hear it from the reference standpoint here, Jason, but to me, just the visuals, it looks like the country's going to be run by a bunch of Chads. Can't wait.
It's going to be so good, bro.
Isn't it already?
Good. Yeah.
No, it's run by a bunch of dysfunctional... I don't even know what you
Find the right word, Rico.
Yeah. Watch out, Rico. You're gonna get yourself caught in a trap.
I was like dysfunctional corpses.
I think you should just
pull him out of that.
I think you should just
out of that trick bag I put him in. That was a very nice placement. Rico was in the trick bag. He was about to seal himself up, and you guys saved him.
You know,
hey man,
it's Thanksgiving. We want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm God's favorite, Jenny Beth. God's favorite. Got another blessing.
Well, Rico, you want to introduce Jenny, or you want to introduce Saman?
Yes, let's go.
All right.
I got whoever you need.
All right.
Yeah, I'm in the
I got two stories, so if you want me to be a back-to-back, I can.
I'm living forgiven today, and up next is the. I just choked on that shit.
Easy there.
Highly opinionated, often medicated, never predicated conservative female mouth from the South. Here to break us off with a little Thanksgiving love is none other than Jenny Beth Dills for reals.
Oh, hold on. There we go. Sorry. My bad. There we go. Sorry for the delay on that.
Hey, what you drink? Hey, what you drinking? Are you drinking? Is that a THC seltzer?
Hi, dude.
It's moonshine.
Jenny chose violence this morning. She chose.
Oh boy, she's getting litty titty.
I knew she had a little bit extra spice in her feist today. Break us off, Jenny Beth.
Pinkies up.
Pinkies up.
Hope it does not impair your reading.
No, I can still read. I'm a full-blown adult, but that's all right too. All right. So the Danish government has announced that its trial medicinal cannabis program will become permanent starting in 2026, which is amazing. This decision follows a steady increase of the use of medicinal cannabis since the trial began in 2018. Initially launched as a pilot program to help patients with conditions like multiple sclerosis, cancer, and chronic pain, the initiative allowed cannabis to be prescribed for pain relief when traditional medications were ineffective. Minister of the Interior and Health, Sophie Lade, however you say that, sorry, not Danish, emphasized that many patients have reported significant improvements in their quality of life. While some doctors have hesitated to prescribe cannabis due to uncertainty about its effectiveness, the government plans to enhance guidance for both patients and practitioners. An evaluation by the Danish Medicines Agency confirmed no safety concerns during the trial period, though it also noted that more medical evidence is needed to support broader treatment use. I think that's a huge pen to stick in that right there, by the way. No safety concerns during actual medical trials. Take note, U.S. Patient advocacy groups like the Danish Cancer Society are optimistic that making the program permanent will boost doctors' confidence and improve access for those in need. So this is an amazing story. I tried to pick a couple things that were super positive today. More access for patients is amazing. Research actually showing that there is positive indications for cannabis and there are no negative effects to its use by those users is huge, 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 because our government keeps screaming, we need proof that it's not going to hurt you. Look at studies in places that are actually doing medical research and not just perpetuating fear-mongering. So I'm going to throw it back to you guys, but I'm happy about this one. And cheers, High at 9.
Yeah. Some Scandinavian slappers coming. Yeah.
Right. This is great news. This is good news over here. Look at this. We got a good news show day going on today.
Oh, we have
lots
a great news show every day.
I'm saying like a majority of the stories are all positive news today in the lineup, you guys.
Yeah, what could be more positive than getting high in Denmark? I love it.
Right?
Yeah, I've been screaming for years at the medical profession, stop being such pussies and take a look back at 5,000 years of physicians and medical practitioners using cannabis. Nobody, no kids were born with 3 legs, 4 eyes. It's not a teratogen. People were smart enough to know if you're smoking weed and you got kids born with problems, they blame the weed. They didn't have to have, 500 triple blind fucking studies to prove it. So take a look at the history of this stuff. As I said yesterday, there's never been a cancer proven. If you're under the influence and cause an accident, that's a bad thing. For the most part, it's not causing public health, public safety problems. And people cherry pick their fear and say this is a position when if you don't have the evidence to say that people shouldn't use cannabis for medical purposes, then pony it up. Okay, but the doctors today have no balls. They don't want to go against the DEA. They don't want to, threaten their position, their licenses. So we're going to go cautiously. Meantime, the trap's going, hey, I got a vape pen over here at Strawberry. You want some? Come buy it. So the reality is that this stuff is not hurting people. No matter how much you try to twist the goddamn statistics, you can't show that it's harming human beings for using it. So just stop that shit.
It's they're holding on to what it is. Still, they're holding on to the fact that like a lot of the preliminary research has shown that there's with high THC doses over so long of a period, it creates psychosis in some people. And that is what is being kind of like touted as the, oh, hey, we can't let this loose because we're going to have a bunch of psychos. This is just Reefer Madness 2.0, right? It's just like, we know that the good outweighs the bad in any case with cannabis. With pharmaceutical drugs and other stuff, that's not the case. There's many, many, many cases to prove that and to back that statement up. But it's like, at the end of the day, we know that cannabis doesn't cause the other issues physiologically that other pharmaceuticals do, like kidney failure, liver failure. I mean, the list goes on. So there is no side effects with cannabis like there's with pharmaceuticals. No one can debate that. However, the doctors, the lawyers, the people who want to keep this, bound up and away from public use because they have special interests in maybe another pharma company or an alcohol distributor or a cigarette company, who knows? The list could go on, but it's all intermingled at that level, and we know that 100%. The public is aware. The awareness level's greater than it's ever been. We all have to push collectively, and that's the problem. It's like, what is it going to take? It's going to take some ACLU lawyer, some NAACP lawyer to get together pro bono, a bunch of people to fight the government on this, and then force their hand when we know that they're on the verge of ruling on this anyway because they're sick and tired of all the bullshit. It's like the constituents are putting the senators and the Congress people's backs against the wall, but above that, there's an underlying factor that is money based, and we cannot defeat that alone.
Yes, and I want to touch on a couple things. I had one I want to touch on, and then you kept going. I was like, "Oh, let me hit that too."
Yeah, Jenny Beth is talking with her hands.
Oh boy, yeah, she's turning up.
She's on her level. Let's go.
Yes, and no, I think that I agree with you completely, Saman. Like, I may cause a heart attack, stroke, death, but I can get a boner pill all day, right? Call hymns. Like, I just don't understand why they are also leaving the portion of the psychosis out that this motherfucker was on Wellbutrin, Trintellix, like all this shit. Oh, has been talking to themselves since age 5. Okay, cool. So maybe this was someone who already experiences psychosis. And I think I reported on a story recently. It was like the people who are experiencing heavy psychosis, if you catch it early, cannabis can actually slow down those neuroconnections that cause them to go full snap mode. So I just think that, you know, I have a newfound hobby, right? And it's going on X and trolling the ever-living shit out of Kevin Sabet. And last night, my troll up moment was that he was like, oh, we need to make sure this, you know, industry doesn't resemble big pharma. Okay, so my response was, hey, Kevin, show me on the doll where the cannabis industry hurts you. And also, you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth right now. Everything that you're saying and doing is fostering big pharma to come in and take this industry over. So I'd really like to see who the donors at Project Sam are. So, you know, I think that that's what we need to follow and we need to understand and be cognizant of as an industry. But this is a huge win. You know, any kind of research that's actually done, and we obviously can't go beyond preclinical trials here because fuck you DEA and fuck you scheduling. But I think that this is good news and it's positive to see.
Well, I tell you what.
The issue of psychosis has one. Let me just touch quickly. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence. My father-in-law was a psychiatrist back in the late 40s, early 50s when they wrote the first DSM, working for the National Health Service, okay? And they took a look at the statistics for psychotic diseases, dissociative diseases, and the percentages have not changed since they first wrote that book. Now, the people who use cannabis has exploded exponentially. So you take a look at, psychosis are still there at the same level. People are smoking weed at higher levels, and it hasn't changed. So I argue with these people, fuck you. You don't have any proof it does cause it, because this is clear circumstantial evidence that it's not weed causing psychosis. It's a natural condition humans face, and a lot of people start using weed when their psychosis, pre-psychosis, has caused them to have symptoms. If I'm smoking weed, it makes me feel better. Weed's not causing the psychosis, as Jenny alluded. At 5 years old, this kid's seeing fucking monsters. Not just under his bed. You're going, oh man, we better treat this kid. Okay.
I mean, you know, there's that to say also that it's genetic, right? So a lot of these cannabis-induced issues, diseases, viruses, whatever, like hyperemesis syndrome, for instance, that there's new research that says that it's genetic. And so all of the people that are, you know, experiencing this CHS are actually sharing a similar gene, right? And this is potentially, you know, potentiated throughout all of these issues as collateral damage from cannabis and users, right? It's like it could be genetic, and some people just have. It's like alcohol, same thing, right? It's the rosacea genetic issue, right? It's like.
Couldn't it also, though, Saman, couldn't it just also be a side effect of smoking mids?
I mean, bro, we all know that if you smoke mids, you got issues. Okay?
But Rico, I really loved your comment in the chat. Okay, this is priceless. Okay, Rico says, I can picture Dale outside of the OBGYN's office saying, "Stop being pussies." That's fucking classic right there. And on that, we're gonna go to a commercial and we're gonna be right back. Are you all ready for America's new #1 D9 gummy line? That's right, we are bringing to you Parody Gummy. These vegan gummies are manufactured in a safe harbor facility, so you know they're gonna be clean and safe, and they're not gonna give you any of the runaround. Coming in, we have 3 amazing flavors for you. We have the Raspberry Riots. Also, we have the Sleepy Joes if you need something to help you sleep at night. And if you're feeling like raging and having a party time, that's right, we have the Pineapple Bad Hombre. If you're feeling like a bad hombre, make sure you head over to www.parodygummy.com and secure your bag today. That's my bad. Damn it! I'm getting used to hitting these buttons.
We're almost
my bad.
back.
Yeah,
You're such a button pusher. Why are you struggling?
I love to push people's buttons.
He's a habitual button pusher and line stepper.
Line cutter. You know, I don't wait in line. I jump to the front.
We got cut in line for the glizzies yesterday at Costco, and we still got ours first.
Yeah, he just wasn't as good as a cutter.
Don't call it a riot.
Saman is really going farther.
Yeah. Man, look, what is going on, Saman? This is the coolest guy on the show today on Thanksgiving episode.
Ready for the zoot suit insurrection.
Yeah, man, look at this.
Suit with the reed pleat and the drape shades. Here we go.
Yeah, man, there's his intro right there. It is none other than Mr. Saman Razani.
Happy Thanksgiving, Saman.
Love y'all. Love. We're here celebrating Thanksgiving.
He
and
thinks
if you
he's
missed today's show, shame on you.
he thinks he's a blues brother today.
I am definitely a blues bro. But be safe out there. Be grateful. Stay thankful. And remember, if you're drinking today, please don't get behind the wheel. If you're smoking, I know you're already flying.
I'll be Ubering.
All right. Today we have a hilarious article from some friends in South Jersey, which, boy, when I tell you what, you're gonna think South Jersey is the burrito capital of the world. But it's not full of carne asada. It's full of carne fire. Burrito delivery from Uber Eats and marijuana hidden in... I'm sorry, let me start that over. This is from CBS News, by the way. Burrito delivery from Uber Eats had marijuana hidden inside, South Jersey police say. Police in Washington Township, New Jersey, say they're cooking up an investigation after an Uber Eats burrito delivery was actually marijuana in disguise. Maybe it was just a anxious bag of weed that wanted to get to its final destination covered in foil to protect itself from all the aliens in the atmosphere. On Sunday, November 24th, the department wrote on Facebook that a food delivery driver picked up an order in Lindenwold, New Jersey, but called police after smelling a strong cannabis odor coming from the bag on the way to Glassboro. Washington Township officers responded to a call and instead of a tortilla wrap burrito, found more than an ounce of raw marijuana inside tinfoil. The department said a box of soup and a bottle of water were also with the order. Maybe the munchies? I don't know. That's a nice drug dealer, though, trying to take care of their constituents. Police said the drugs are now in evidence and asked that anyone with information contact the Washington Township Detective Bureau, and the telephone number is in the thing. I ain't gonna give that. All right. So, guys,
I love this story.
Was the burrito paranoid? Was the marijuana paranoid and wanted to just protect itself as a Faraday cage, or did somebody really think that they were gonna put a bag of weed in a burrito and send it to a destination with Uber Eats? This is 2024, people. Technology has made us lazy. We ain't even trapping like we used to. We're having someone else do it for us. What the hell y'all got to say about this? South Jersey, where are you at?
Oh, man, I love this story, bro. It's like, oh, yeah, let me get a burrito with an extra side of oregano and cilantro.
You buy 8 and you're...
What's that, Jen?
It's giving those Amazon cabinets that you could buy for like $50,000 and they came with a free kid. But it's like,
Pizzagate?
What happens when... Well, yeah. What happens when
I thought that was Wayfair.
Like, Wayfair, excuse me. What happens when you're customer needs it by 8, but you're not off from Chipotle at 9 p.m.? I think this was excellent customer service. Let's also acknowledge that plenty of drugs have been passed by very sweet Uber drivers doing parcel deliveries. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Mrs. Asian lady, you're so sweet. She's like, thank you. I'm like, you have no fucking clue, ma'am. But, listen, word up to the dealer. Like, you can go old school and just wrap the weed in the tortilla. You're sealing in freshness. You're doing a much better job.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a misunderstanding, and they just put the decimal in the wrong place when they tallied up that tip. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe she wasn't happy with the ride.
And the delivery.
Well, that's a great.
You know what I'm saying?
That's going to be a great way, Rico, going into 2025, is to just charge drugs as the tip because there's no tax on tips.
Right. So if you man, any of these delivery apps and everything,
I love this.
It will get your ass if you don't put the decimal point in the right place, because if you put let's say you try to give them a $7 tip or whatever, if you don't put that decimal point in the right place, it will say 70 or 700 on there. So maybe I'm giving this drug dealer the benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah, you're ordering a $5 burrito with a $45 tip.
Also gonna say
you know what I'm definitely doing? I'm giving 0 stars to that driver because you, sir, are a snitch. Mind your business.
Oh,
also,
man.
this, like, I saw the weed. It looks like it's smalls from like a dep grow here in California. So it's like, come on, man. You could probably go get better weed at a shop in New Jersey than that. I don't
Probably is smalls from a dep grow here in California.
But,
Yeah.
It's a great business model. It's a great business model. The cops should not be involved. And you're right, Ginny Bitch. I don't like snitches. Shut your fucking mouth.
Right. Yeah.
You drive in your Uber, drive. You have one job.
Yeah.
Listen, and I would second and third those comments because I was in New Jersey last month, and New Jersey does have some fire out there, man. So I don't know where in New Jersey these is it Washington Township or whatever. Like, hope they get their dispensary game up. You can get legal shit better than that.
I mean, it's just really awkward because, like, let's just think about this. I have an Uber delivery driver coming, right? As soon as they pick my order up, I now have your name, your picture, and your car's license plate number. Why would you snitch on me?
You're a snitch. That's why.
That's better than knowing where your mama lives. Like, hold on.
Yeah. Well, obviously they don't know the rules. That's sad, though. You know, it's like, they don't. People are gonna make the choices that they make. People do what people do. But if you're trying to sell weed, use a drone for God's sakes.
Oh man, get higher, right? Get higher.
Or get them 20-somethings that ride real fast on them bicycles like you used to do.
Yeah, they're riding on 10s, but they clean though, girl. They clean though.
Man,
Jersey's cold.
I love.
You got your second story, Jason.
Jenny has the final story, and this is a feel good story, you guys, to end the day on. End a thankful Thanksgiving, you guys.
Please lay it on us, the soberest of queens. Let's go.
Mommy juice.
Your Viagra next up there, Ginny Beth. When's it gonna kick in?
No, I don't have a wiener. I'm okay. So, great story. Super excited about this one. Stephen Baker's life was turned upside down when he was sentenced to over 12 years in federal prison for conspiracy to distribute marijuana. His crime? Cannabis, a substance now legal for medicinal and recreational use in 38 states. Baker, a former Marmalade resident, faced unimaginable losses during his incarceration. His house burned down, his marriage ended, and he was separated from his children. But thanks to LPP, Baker is finding his way back. The nonprofit, which supports individuals impacted by nonviolent cannabis convictions, provided Baker with grants to help rebuild his life. Inside prison, funds covered essentials like phone calls and holiday gifts. Excuse me. Now on the outside, a $5,000 grant helped Baker secure housing and transportation. Baker's story highlights the disparity in the U.S. cannabis landscape, where legalization is growing but thousands remain imprisoned for marijuana-related offenses. Advocacy groups like LPP and Justice Served are pushing for federal clemency using President Biden to fulfill promises to release those still incarcerated for cannabis crimes. Despite the challenges, Baker is determined to move forward. He achieved a personal milestone earlier this year, attending his youngest daughter's high school graduation just days after his release. Now he's focused on rebuilding his life, committed to staying on the right path and reconnecting with his family. So this story went on, and it was really cool. If you want to read it, it's definitely going to be on the website today. But, he was speaking on how he literally lost everything. His wife left him. He didn't expect her to stay. He was doing 12 years. His house burned down. He had no clothes, like literally needed everything, including a toothbrush and toothpaste when he left. So his life was completely ripped apart, and it was literally conspiracy to sell cannabis. And I'll let Dale break down exactly what that means when we get back into the commentary. But this is just a testament to how disgusting our prosecutory system is and how disgusting the over-prosecution of cannabis is. And it is tears families apart. So if, find a nonprofit that you support. I'm not going to get into it because I have one. So I'm not going to sling mud at anybody else's. We all have our opinions, but I would just ask you to do your research about who's involved with it, what it actually is doing, where the money's going, if somebody's screaming, hey, they stole the money, things like that. But just try to do what you can do to give back. Because as we are so grateful to be able to operate, it's, mostly uninterrupted by the government and other things, we should make sure that we don't forget about the people who are doing time and who have done time and lost large portions of their life and been completely disenfranchised to make sure that we have this industry available. So we are standing on the shoulders of giants, and I encourage you guys to remember that every day, that We ain't shit. None of us invented cannabis, and we need to take care of those around us. So I'm going to throw it back to you guys.
Well, I could do an entire show on this, Ginny Beth, because I did do 5 years for conspiracy to grow marijuana. I actually did grow it. I tried to give it away, but it was conspiracy to distribute. And if 2 or more people agree to commit an illegal act or commit a legal act in an unlawful way, it's a conspiracy. And in the Clinton administration, they really jumped on the conspiracy shit to throw drug users in jail. And I was in the joint with people who were coming off 20 and 25 pieces for weed, okay? And they had been totally broken. I mean, I managed to come out of prison with a law license. I had nothing else. Marriage didn't survive. You know, I came out, lived with my sister so that I could afford to fucking eat. And I'm passionate about this. We should not have anybody in prison for a nonviolent cannabis offense, period, full stop. And these pissant goddamn it, these politicians who promise you to do something like Biden, well, I'm going to pardon you if you got possession. Nobody got a fucking possession conviction and went to prison. Stop it. Do something meaningful. I promised the guys when I left prison that I was going to get a microphone. I was going to scream bloody murder to stop this shit. Weed won the war on weed. It won it. Stop it. Quit beating people up because this ruins your life. I was physically ill when I went to prison. I came out worse. They didn't give 2 shits about my health. My family fell apart. They went scattered, and I was lucky because I'm an old white dude with a law license. I can come back and do something. There were so many people that didn't have shit, and their family was not there when they got out. And what are you going to do? You are literally living in a tent unless somebody helps you.
And not only that, you're branded for the rest of your life, and you can't, like, it's a trust thing. It's society. It's the way that society has been bred to look at people that have been incarcerated, and it's fucked up. And especially when it's a nonviolent cannabis crime, because it doesn't matter. You fall under the same umbrella, and I see it a lot. And I mean, look, it's tough, man. It's tough. The families suffer the most. And they're and it's like, I know that every one of those people that's incarcerated, the thing they wish the most is that their family wouldn't suffer. And it's like, because there ain't nothing they can do, but their kids are suffering. Their kids need love and attention, and that's really the toughest part for me is watching and hearing the stories and seeing it, because I have children, you know, and I, you know, there's just something to say for being a pioneer and what that meant before in this country and what that means now. And if you're going to stand up and be a pioneer, you're going to have to wear that, and you're going to have to take the good with the bad. But, you know, if your family's out there, just make sure that your family's good. And everybody out there that has a friend that's incarcerated, reach out to that family. Take that kid somewhere. Do something.
Right.
I take the position that I've got a felony. I'll tattoo it on my fucking forehead. You want to know what I have to say? Okay, yeah, I got a felony for bullshit, political bullshit. I'm happy to say that. Most people coming out of prison with a felony, you know, you can't get a place to live if you're a felon. Yeah. It's hard to get a job. I mean, for me, it's like, this is a scarlet letter. Fuck you. You want to know what I have to say? I've got a felony for bullshit. Let's talk about that. Yep. The average person doesn't get to do that. They're devastated. You just can't recover from it. So I take it as a badge of honor. You want to talk about this? Yeah, let's fucking talk about the criminal justice system. I've been on all sides of it. I've represented cops. I've tried cases. I've been to prison. Every bit of it is fucking corrupt. It's just fucking corrupt. And I was there for political reasons. I would not have been prosecuted if Molly had not been a physician and I had not been an attorney. They wanted to send a message. So I went to prison for political reasons. Let's talk about that. I'll get off my soapbox here.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Please don't.
Get it.
Please.
Get it, Dale.
Great.
Get it.
Yeah, I mean, this is frustrating. And, you know, $5,000 is great, but that's not enough. This man needs continued support. He needs whatever he needs to get back on his feet, because 12 years for conspiracy to distribute is absolute horseshit. And it was the part of the article that started, it was like when he was brought into prison, even the guards were like, why are you here? Like, they were like, what the fuck? And then they were like, for weed? Are you serious? Like, you know, even the people who, and I give COs a lot of bullshit because I don't think that I could get up every day and put my little belt on and go put a human in a cage, because that just seems awful to me. But even the COs were like, this is bullshit. This isn't right. And you have to understand whether it's right or wrong. Like, prison is not a fucking walk in the park. There are awful fucking things that happen. There's a reason why they have something called post-incarceration syndrome that is very similar to PTSD, because you as a human are not designed to get up every day and watch somebody get the shit beat out of them. You watch people get stabbed and fucking beaten. Like, it's just not something that you're supposed to take in every fucking day of your life. It's something you're probably never supposed to see. So whether he was right or wrong, they subjected this man to tremendous mental fucking torture. And I appreciate that they gave him $5,000, but that is not enough. So we need to do all we can to support these folks as they come home and rebuild their lives.
Facts.
Right on. And on that note, thank you all for joining us for yet another episode of High 9 News. You can catch us live weekdays, 9 a.m. Pacific, high noon on the East Coast. Big shout out to the super fans getting their comments posted live on the big screen. We had the C word this morning.
Yeah, the C word. Been very thankful for all those super chats, you guys.
Much love. And also our live audience and online supporters catching us across all media platforms, tuning in each day to the headlines of chaos. Our vetted correspondent team tuning in from all over, bringing us much needed variety, perspective, your respected opinions to the table. Our production team, Cloud Media Partners, all the sponsors keeping the lights on and AV struggles to a minimum. Millie and Adam back there doing the damn thing every single day, making sure we ride out to these good folks at home. As always, Cannabis Sativa L, the reason why the High 9 News team reads the headlines every single day. Thank you, too. It has been Thursday, November 28th, 2024. Thanksgiving. Show's over. You've all been blessed with the top industry headlines. Hope it's enough for you to put in your pipe and smoke at least until tomorrow. My name is Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High 9 News, the cannabis industry's #1 daily news show. And I want to keep the outro mic today for a second and make an apology, because at the start of today's show, I made a ignorant joke because Jason was recognizing National Mourning Day. It went over my head, and I want to man up and double down support on the majority of us in America, regardless of who we are, what we believe in, what we look like. We all choose to continue living here, enjoying the luxury of gathering with family today in a commercialized whitewash version of what really went down. National Day of Mourning is an annual demonstration held on the fourth Thursday in November that aims to educate the public about Native Americans in the United States, notably the Wampanoag and other tribes of the eastern United States, dispel myths surrounding the Thanksgiving story in the United States, and raise awareness toward historical and ongoing struggles facing Native American tribes. I need to get my education on too, man. So big ups to everybody. Enjoy your time with your family today, and remember what really happened.
And Rico,
to get us to where we are.
Rico, we just got another super chat, a big old super chat from the C word, who just says turkeys, you guys. Shout out to the C word, big old super chat. Look at that. We're gonna get some turkey wagyu maybe today now with all that super chat love.
Sure, ducking.
Enjoy your day, everybody.
Respect, be thankful, be grateful.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
All right.
Happy you live in the greatest country that's ever existed on this planet.
Facts.
Exactly.
Tomorrow, and maybe you'll see Jason Beck elbow deep in a turkey's ass.
Warts and all. Is that what you got to get him into today, Jetty Beth?
I did it yesterday. I'm like, Jason, now stick your hand. I was like, all right, you got it cut open, whatever. Now stick your hand in its ass. He goes, no. I was like, I'm serious. Stick your hand in its ass. There's a neck and stuff in there. You got to pull out.
They hide a bag in there, bro. They have a hidden bag in there.
Are we off the air? Are we still on the air?
No, we're still live, bro.
We're still live.